Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. On today's video, I'm going to sit here and talk about Gamrot versus Charles the Bronx Oliveira. I'm not going to lie, I didn't make a pick for this video. I didn't even make a long form video for it. Mainly because I'm not going to lie, I kind of got busy. But I feel like after the fight happened, I really wanted to talk about my opinions on it. Before he was going to fight Rafael Fiziev, I didn't make a video on that specifically. And I'm pretty sure I already stated my claim. I felt like regardless of who Charles Oliveira would have fought, Gamrot or Rafael Fiziev, I felt like he was going to be able to win. When it comes to the striking department, just mainly more off of his grappling and his will. And in this fight, it really did show exactly what all of us true Charles fans were talking about. A wounded lion is still a lion regardless. And we seen during this fight, this was probably the best Charles we've seen in a minute. You notice he didn't hesitate once. He was going in with his strikes. Now, I'm not going to lie, something that did kind of still piss me off was his forward style. Like the fact that he was using head movement, I seen it, but he wasn't using... He was going in very, very dangerously. He didn't show any respect to Gamrot, to striking, none of that. And I love that. That's good. I feel like if he tries to do this against someone like Max Holloway, I feel like Max Holloway would be able to maybe catch him on the chin. You feel me? After the fight happened, I know a lot of y'all had seen that he did do a call out against Max Holloway, and I honestly respect it, and I felt like that should have happened instead of this, because it makes more sense on the rankings. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. They both won their fights, so I can already see that that's going to be the next fight. He's ranked number 4, and Max Holloway's ranked number 3. So they're going to be going for their second fight, and whoever is going to be able to win the BMF belt. To this fight against Gamrot and Charles Oliveira, Gamrot performed very, very badly when it came to the grappling. And when it came into the first round and you see that a fighter is winning in the grappling exchange, like not even winning, dominating the way he dominated him, you know that other fighter is going to get submitted. And it's the fact that a lot of other pages that I noticed in channels were saying that Charles Oliveira hasn't submitted anybody since 2022. And the last person that he did submit was Dustin Gaethje, I meant to say. And all I had to say to that was, okay, what does Dustin Gaethje have or better that makes him better than Gamrot? Nothing. I mean, yeah, maybe Gamrot, he does good in the grappling department. And I'll say, Dustin kind of has y'all know the joke that we always give to Dustin. He's allergic to grappling. Like one time he shot in for a takedown and this man literally flipped out of it. I know exactly. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. If I can find the clip, I might put it in here. Most likely, knowing myself, I'm probably not. But yeah, it's funny. But with Gamrot, I seen with him, I did a little bit. I was researching him. He's not bad at all. But when it came down to it, this fight right here, I just seen that there was a possibility, too, that Charles Oliveira could have cracked him. Because if you look at some of the past fighters that he's fought the same fighters as Charles has, like Arman Sharukian, and I forgot the other names. They were just in my head. But a lot of fighters that Charles has stopped or finished cracked him, too. Cracked Gamrot, specifically Gamrot. If Charles would have cracked him, I wouldn't have been surprised. At the same time, vice versa too, with the fact that Charles did just get knocked out not too long ago. But I'm so glad that he won this fight. I ain't gonna lie, because I am a very huge Charles Oliveira fan and glazer, but I try not to allow my level of glazing and being a fan interrupt my takes on my videos, because I know that there's a lot of UFC fans and people who make content just like me who do that, who allow their biases to take over. Like, for example, if I made a video on Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev, I'm going to give my honest take, even though, yes, I am a way bigger fan of Islam Makhachev, Khabib. I'm Muslim. Most people will be like, oh, he's Muslim, so he's probably just going to take their side. No, not automatically. I'm not going to do that. The only way I will is if I have evidence and I have points that I can use and prove and be like, hey, Islam has better grappling than Ilya, or Islam has better, anything. It could be grappling. I'm not going to say striking because we know Ilya Topuria has better striking than Islam Makhachev. But that's just one example, you know what I'm saying, for what I do and how I give my takes in my videos. So I be feeling like a lot of people really do end up liking my videos and end up liking my takes because I'm giving the most biased perspective that I possibly can without giving any fighter that I like more glaze or be like, oh yeah, they're going to win because they're my favorite fighter. You know what I'm saying? But with this too, another thing too that I've noticed that he mixed up within during this fight was his shot selection. He thrown a lot more uppercuts. He thrown a lot more punches than a lot more different punches than I expected for Charles. And I'm glad, honestly, I'm glad. And even then, when I seen Gamrot striking just for myself as a boxer, that part right there, like, I really feel like I don't need to really watch the other past finishes of both of them. I feel like the best way I can give my predicts is by watching and seeing the men fight, in the actual octagon and seeing whose striking was going to be better than the other man striking. And as we've seen, Gamrot's striking was okay. It wasn't bad. And I'm not going to lie, Charles Oliveira really needs to work on his goddamn defense. Like, if he ever wants to become champion, and I'm going to be honest, I don't see him ever being champion ever again as long as Ilya Topuria stays at lightweight, because it's like, man, how Ilya Topuria cracks, and not just the way how he fights and the way how he cracks people's chins. You go in there, you have to literally fight the perfect fight for 25 minutes, or you have to some way somehow sub him. And I don't really see anyone right now in the lightweight division really being able to do that to him. Maybe Armin. I say Armin has the best chance out of anyone at lightweight, but I just don't see how Charles can't get it done if he had a rematch with him. I'd say and you know what? Let me take that back. I'm going to say Armin, and I know this may be a little bit of a hot take, Max Holloway. I feel like Max Holloway could go out there and give Ilya Topuria a much tougher fight. But at the end of the day, I still don't think that he could get it done, to be honest. I feel like the only way Max Holloway could really get it done is to fight a perfect fight for 25 minutes, make sure that he outstrikes Ilya, and that's about it. I've never really seen Max Holloway, his jiu-jitsu game. I've never really seen his grappling against Ilya Topuria, and especially at this bigger weight class where both men are going to be bigger. They're not going to be, dehydrated, being able to move around as much, But anyways, back to this fight right here specifically. This fight ended in such a beautiful way. Honestly, the whole Rio card, the Rio Brazil card, it was amazing. I enjoyed it. Was able to enjoy not the whole card. I actually missed the ending of the fight, the second round. I wish I would have been able to stay up a little bit longer, but I'm not even gonna lie, my Saturday was pretty chill. I got to, like I already told you, I enjoyed the card. I actually got my hair braided while watching the card too, so that was nice. I'm not even gonna lie. And this weekend was not that bad with this card. I wish I could have went home and seen it and watched it. I feel like I would have probably enjoyed it a little bit more, but then I probably wouldn't have been able to get my hair braided though, no cap. But anyways, I cannot wait to see what's next for Charles. We know he's probably going to be fighting Max Holloway next, but then after that fight, what's next for him? Well, let's just say if he does end up beating Max Holloway, or if he loses to Max Holloway, do y'all think they're going to have him fight next, or do y'all think he's going to retire? Because at this point, Charles do Bronx Oliveira is over the age of 36. He's a much older fighter now. Him, Alexander Volkanovski, Israel Adesanya, just Dustin Gaethje, like all of these fighters that we all used to we're all huge fans of, their era is literally almost done with. It's about to be completed. And that's why I say, man, every single one of these fights that happen with these big fighters that we know and all love, I try to enjoy them because this is the last of it, This is the last of ever. Even content-wise, like, y'all really don't realize how much we're really getting to enjoy this and how much we're genuinely going to miss these fighters fighting. Like, honestly, once I graduate from college, inshallah, really going to reminisce about these days of all during my 4 to 5 years being in school, watching these fighters being able to fight, and just being able to enjoy those weekends in my bed, you know, with friends, because it's always something different. No, like, comment, subscribe. Salam.